So today we are going to be talking about the THOK MIG-R. Now, real quick before we get too far into this video, I want to give a huge shout out to Ride Sports ANZ, Storm, US e-bikes for all coming and making this possible. Huge thanks to you guys. But we got to test out this awesome electric mountain bike. And to be honest, if Tesla were to make an electric mountain bike, or electric bike for even that matter, this is what I would have expected. This bike comes chock full of all kinds of cool and useful technology and a lot of really fun things that I'm gonna kind of go over today and kind of give you my experience with this bike. Now, originally we received this bike earlier this year, and I didn't want to make a review on it right away because I wanted to try to get outside, really take advantage of all these trails and kind of like go exploring with it. Unfortunately, with the world and the current situation it's in, it's been a little bit hampered, but more recently I've been able to get out and enjoy some awesome trails. And I didn't want to make a review right away until I really had some good experience with this bike and could actually give how I felt 100%. And I wanted to be able to get out and hit some trails and everything with it before I could actually do that. And I'm not gonna lie, this thing is ridiculously fun. So as far as experience level, I do actually own a road bike, and I used to actually mountain bike quite a bit. I had a Yeti mountain bike. I have since sold that long ago to kind of focus more on road bikes, so I was kind of itching to get back into mountain bikes. And some of the biggest issues I had with mountain biking is going up trails is not always the most fun. I really enjoy the downhill section because that's where I can go really fast, kind of take some jumps and just have fun with it. And I love that fast pace, acceleration. I love it all. And so going up mountains isn't always the most fun. And here in Colorado, if I want to take a lift anywhere, there's only certain places I can go to do that. And it does kind of limit me. So this has actually been able to open a lot of other fun trails for me to be able to take advantage of that. And the great thing is I don't always have to use the motor. Now, real quick, I do want to go over what this e-mountain bike actually does. So this is a pedal assist. It does not have a throttle. I just want to make that clear. It will only assist in your pedaling. Now, it does have 3 different settings that you can have different levels of assist, but it won't have like a throttle. It's not like a dirt bike where you can just like turn here and you go. It's not like that. You do actually physically have to pedal to get assistance from the motor, but it does make it a lot easier going up those long hills and even just getting up to a really fast pace and speed, so you can take some of those downhill sections a little bit quicker. Always helps. But in being a pedal assist, it is basically able to be ridden anywhere here in Colorado. Anything with a throttle, though, is a different class of bike, and most of those you can't ride on a lot of trails. So just being a pedal assist really doesn't lock me out of any trails or anything, which is really awesome because that'd be kind of a bummer not being able to ride certain things. So yeah, about like 6 months ago, we received this and went ahead and set it all up. You can have it shipped to a bike store and they can put it together for you, but it actually wasn't that hard to do myself. From there, I just kind of hit the road. Started riding it just kind of around town. Now, there are some things to get used to on this over like my old Yeti that I used to have for mountain biking. This is going to weigh a little bit more because you have this battery right here. That battery is not exactly light, but again, if you have pedal assist on, you don't really even feel the battery, and actually it makes the bike feel effortless basically going uphill. But if you don't have that assist on and you do have the battery on, you're going to feel it. Now, another thing though is you don't necessarily have to ride the bike with battery on. I actually just rode it around without that because I didn't necessarily want it those times when I was just riding around town here. And that actually works great. The only thing though is I didn't get to take advantage of the speedometer or anything like that, but I had my phone with me, so that kind of tells me everything right there. Now, I know some of you really like to hear the specs of a bike, so I'm going to kind of go over some of those, and a lot of these are actually why I think if Tesla made a bike, this is very similar to what they would make, because you have top-of-the-line brakes, you have top-of-the-line shocks, the battery, the management is all done from Shimano, and all those are top of the line. But some of the quick specs that this bike has over some of the others is a 504 watt-hour battery that is water resistant with a life expectancy of about 1,000 charges. And on the front of that battery, you do actually have a battery guard. Much like the Tesla here, it actually has a battery guard along the whole bottom. The bike has that as well, and it came with two colors, black and red, but you know, we had to rock the red. And then on the front, you do have the RockShox with 150 millimeters of travel. And in the rear, you have the RockShox with the 55 millimeters of travel. The brakes are 4-piston Shimano XTs. I could go over all this, but to be honest, if you really want to see the specs, definitely just check it all out in the link below. That being said though, with that battery that we kind of talked about a little bit earlier about making the bike a little heavier, this bike weighs in at 21.3 kilograms or 49.96 pounds, which is very heavy for a mountain bike, especially when you're trying to go like uphill and everything. But that is where the pedal assist really kind of kicks in and helps you kind of go the last mile. But also for long bike rides and everything, you can really take advantage of that battery. And now I've been riding it for quite a while and I've only had to charge it a few times. That battery lasts a very, very long time. And it also does feature a lock on that battery, so it's not like anyone can just kind of come up and take that battery and go. And then along with that battery, it does have the motor and everything, and all that is the Shimano Steps E8000, which is exclusively designed for e-mountain bikes. And paired with the shifter and display, which is right there, it's actually a color 1.8-inch LCD. You do get several different modes. You get Eco, Trail, Boost, and you can actually do a power walk, which means when you're walking with the bike, you can throw it in that. If you're going on a trail and you just want something a little bit more laid back, do a little bit more leg workout, you can do something like the Eco mode or even the Trail mode. Both of those are excellent as well. And being that the gym is still closed for me out here, this has been a great way for me to get out, get some exercise, because it can get a little stir crazy being cooped up all the time. And having a bike like this where I can get out, hit the trails, or even just bike around town has really helped, even just like a mental break for me, and I've really enjoyed that. And look forward to hitting some other trails and maybe doing some other follow-up videos in the future. Now, I did pick up a Thule platform bike rack that I've actually been using a lot. I used it on the other Model Y, just need to get the tow hitch so I can use it on this one. And that has actually worked out great. I did have a different bike rack originally, but it wasn't working out for like the mountain bikes as well as it did for the road bikes. I had to buy what is called a tube top. It is one of these guys, and it goes between your handlebars and your seat right here, and that actually gives it a bar to sit on your bike rack with. I just found those bike racks were a little, it was a little shaky. It wasn't as stable as the platform. I've been super happy with the platform. Now the platform that I did buy does have a section for 2 bikes and an additional add-on for 2 more bikes, which is really helpful, especially if you have 4 people. And the great thing with that is I can actually put this bike on it without having to remove the battery. Some bike racks have a lower weight limit on their bikes, and in those cases you can easily remove this battery, but the nice thing about the one we bought is we don't have to worry about it. So far though, the quality of the bike has been great. Everything has held up really, really well. And the fact that we took this in really muddy conditions and had probably about an inch of mud caked on the tires all over, we just sprayed it off, because the nice thing is everything is waterproof. You don't have to worry about whether or not you can ride in any condition. Just go for it. And we just got it home, sprayed it off with a hose, and she's sparkling again. Now the tires, they're still a little dirty, but I mean, it's a bike. What do you expect? So if you do have any bike-specific questions, definitely drop them down below. Do you mountain bike? Do you road bike? What do you use? Have you ever experienced an e-mountain bike? Always curious what everyone's views are. And is this something that you would consider, especially now when most gyms are closed? Have you been able to get out, kind of stretch your legs a little bit and enjoy some of that sunshine? Let me know down below and we can talk about it down there. Again though, huge thanks to Ride Sports, ANZ, Storm, and US e-bikes for making all this possible. If you guys are looking for something like this, definitely check it out. Everything will be linked down below. As always though, huge thanks to our channel sponsor, Abstract Ocean. If you are looking to accessorize your Tesla Model S, X3, and now Model Y, much like this one, definitely check them out. All linked down below. And using code Tesla Inventory will get you 15% off of your first purchase. As always though, a thumbs up if you enjoyed that video. Go and click here to subscribe. Here for some other ones. And we'll see you guys in the next one. I'm gonna go for a ride.